Hey guys, today I'll show you how to crochet this flower choker. This is actually someone's request and I hope you like it. So the yarn I used, I don't have the label anymore, but this is Hubie Rainbow Cotton and it is an 8-ply DK yarn. So if you have other yarns, you can use that as well, but the weight is 8-ply or weight 3 and it calls for a 4mm crochet hook and that's what I used. Apart from that, you'll also need a yarn needle to sew up the flower petals, and you need one stitch marker, and of course scissors. A tape measure would be very helpful to follow instructions as well, especially for the chain part, but you can just wrap this around your neck to see. It doesn't really matter if you don't have this. Okay, let's get started. So I'm going to start with a slip knot. Pull this one through, but not all the way. So you make a knot like this, insert your hook. To make a chain, yarn over and pull it through this loop, chain 1, yarn over again, pull it through, chain 2, yarn over, chain 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm going to keep chaining like this until I have 34 chains. Okay, now I've got 34 chains. That's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. So after that, I'm going to chain 1 to turn. So you chain 1 more, but that's not a stitch. The first stitch is this one. So you chain 1, and then insert in the second chain from the hook, because that's not a stitch. So you insert in this one. Just insert in that one loop. We're going to make a single crochet. So you yarn over, pull that through the loop, pull it up, 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2. So that's the first single crochet. I'm gonna place a stitch marker in the top 2 loops, which is these 2. So that is the very first stitch of this row. And then I'm gonna insert in the second chain here, make another single crochet, yarn over, pull it through, yarn over, pull through 2. And you're going to continue doing this for this row. You just work 1 single crochet in each stitch, in each chain. So going in the next chain here, insert your hook, pull yarn through, yarn over, pull through 2, insert, pull yarn through, yarn over, pull through 2. So continue doing this to the end of the row. So that's row 1. And to start row 2, chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Keep an eye on this last stitch. That's the top 2 loops of that stitch. Now you're going to turn your work. This last stitch now becomes the first stitch we need to work into. So if you count from your hook, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, the fourth chain from your hook. In that chain, you're going to work a double crochet. So to work a double crochet, yarn over first, and then insert your hook under 2 loops, the top 2 loops of that first stitch. Yarn over, pull it up. Now you have 3 loops on your hook. You're going to chain 1, pull through the first 2, and then chain 1 again, pull through the rest. So that's a double crochet. And then in the next stitch, I'm going to work 2 double crochets. So yarn over, insert in the next stitch, yarn over, pull it up, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2. And then you're going to work this double crochet again in the very same stitch. Yarn over, insert your hook in the same stitch, yarn over, pull it up, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, that's the second stitch here. In the next stitch, first work a double crochet, so yarn over, insert your hook in the next stitch, yarn over, pull it up, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And then I'm going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, slip stitch in the same stitch. To make a slip stitch, you just insert in the stitch here, yarn over, pull it through. Now you have 2 loops on your hook. You're going to pull the first one through the second one, like that. So that's 1 petal. That's 6 stitches technically. The chain 3 at the beginning count as 1 stitch, and then you have the double crochet here, second stitch, and then 2 double crochets in the same stitch, 3, 4, and then 1 more double crochet in the next stitch, 5, and then last chain 3 counts as the 6th stitch. So from here, I'm basically going to repeat this. To start the next petal, we're going to begin with a slip stitch in the next stitch. So you already slip stitch here. You're going to slip stitch again in the next stitch. So insert in the next stitch, yarn over, pull yarn up, and then pull the first one through the second one, like that. Okay, just like this one, we're going to begin with a chain 3. So 1, 2, 3. And then a double crochet is worked in the same stitch. So yarn over, insert your hook in the same stitch, and work a double crochet. 3 loops, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. For the first 2 stitches, a chain 3 and a double crochet are worked in 1 stitch, and the next 2 double crochets are worked in the next stitch. So yarn over, insert in the next stitch, and work 2 double crochets in the same stitch. Okay, and then you continue with that, another 2 double crochets in the next stitch, but the second double crochet here is going to be a chain 3. So first work a double crochet in the next stitch, and then for the last stitch we're going to do a chain 3. So chain 3, and then you slip stitch in the very same stitch first. And this petal is done. So then you're gonna keep repeating this thing again, work this row. I'll do 1 more petal with you together. So you start a petal, you slip stitch in the next stitch, and then chain 3, 1 double crochet in the same stitch, and then 2 double crochets in the next stitch, 2 stitches in 1 stitch. One double crochet in the next stitch, and then a chain 3, slip stitch in the same stitch. Okay, that's another petal done. So I'm not gonna keep repeating this. You can rewind the video. If you kind of remember what to do, you can rewind to here. But if you need slower instructions again, you can rewind to here at the beginning of the second petal. So I'll continue doing this until I have 5 or 6 stitches at the end of the row. Okay, I'm back. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 petals for now. And then after the chain 3 and the slip stitch in the same stitch, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 stitches left. Okay, the last petal is a little different, but it's easier. So you're going to first again slip stitch in the next stitch to start it. So slip stitch and then chain 3. Work a double crochet in the same stitch here. And then for the rest 6 stitches, you're going to work 1 double crochet in each stitch. Next stitch. Just 1 stitch in each stitch. No need to increase. The last stitch is worked in this stitch that's marked. I'm gonna work the last double crochet in that stitch like that, and then I'm gonna take out the stitch marker, I'm gonna chain 3 again, and then slip stitch in the same stitch like that, and then I'll chain 1 to secure it. I initially wanted to use this end to sew up the petals, but I changed my mind, so you don't need to leave that long. We'll just use a new thread to do this. I'll cut here and then pull the yarn through like that. I have my needle ready to sew it up. So this is where we begin. I'm going to fasten off this yarn first. So I'll just go through the chains at the bottom. Okay, I just roughly hit it like that. Grabbing a new thread and get my needle on it. Now I can leave some length and cut this yarn. So I'm just going to keep rolling the petal like that, and as I'm rolling, I'm going to go through the base of the petals back and forth like that. The first one goes there. Now it looks like this. I'm gonna go back and forth at the bottom a few more times. Okay, it looks good to me. I'm gonna have to get rid of that somehow. But the last part is to sew this edge of the last petal tight onto this one here. Now you can fasten off the back side. So these two, I'll just tie them together tightly. And double knot. And then cut the yarn. The last one, I'll use a yarn needle to sew it through the bottom a few times just to hide it. And then I'll tie a knot here. And then cut the yarn. So the flower part is done. Now we're gonna make the choker. The choker part is just a string, so we're going to begin with a slip knot again and make a chain. You can make this chain as long as you want, but since it's a choker, it has to be able to at least wrap around your neck and then some more length to make a knot. So first, you're going to chain about 18 inches. And then you're going to leave a very long tail, cut, and then pull this yarn through. I left about 72 inches. Then you're going to get the yarn needle. Just go through the base of the flower. Just once. And then pull. So it looks like this. And then we're going to continue chaining from this side. Okay, I need a loop to begin chaining. So I'll just go through random loops at the bottom, and then yarn over, pull it through like that. Now we have a loop, and from here you can continue chaining. Chain to the end. Last loop, you want to yarn over and pull through tight. And then you cut this yarn. And after that, your flower choker is done. I hope you enjoyed making this project and are happy with the result. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you in the next video.